Alright, look, pardon my voice. You dig what I'm saying? So this is gonna be a reading on the scarcity model. This was on my mind and my spirit during the quarter moon when it was in Aquarius, right? All right, so this is from. I bet. Managed to guys, right? So the scarcity model, the third major dynamic which causes men to fail, is something referred to as the scarcity model. One of the most important dynamics in social history is the bipolar contrast between the abundance model and the scarcity model. Rarely is it taught outside of the mystery schools and secret societies. The abundance model and the scarcity model are operating principles that are part of the core values that define how a society, economy, or a spiritual system is governed, right? It is one of the fundamental things that have to be decided before you can draft a constitution, a charter, a mission statement, or a political platform. Before a man can attempt second puberty or make any real effort to awaken one of the four dormant energies, he must adapt a worldview. What I mean is that he must broaden his scope and stop viewing the world from just his limited personal experience. His worldview will differ substantially depending on whether it is based on the scarcity model or the abundance model. Thus, he must know the difference between the two. This discussion is not abstract. It is completely relevant. Bear with me. The importance of comprehending the difference between these two ways of dealing with humanity cannot be overstated. So the scarcity model and the abundance model, he said, rarely is it taught outside of mystery schools. He also, this book was the one where he was like, a lot of your boundaries was given to you. You didn't actually make a conscious decision to uphold and, really stand on those boundaries. They was given to you. And it was given to you with the effect that, it'll actually limit you from getting to know yourself. It'll limit you also in terms of your independence, because if I give you certain boundaries, I'm the one that move in and out of your boundaries at free will. And you dig what I'm saying? You might not even have free will because your boundary was given to you. So you are in an illusion, a deception. You might actually have boundaries that don't tie to anything in your actual experience and in your God-given design, and yet you uphold them jumps and it's causing you misery. Right. We have discussed briefly religion, money, and power, and now it is necessary to take these broad social concepts and translate them into something that is relevant to us, John Doe, the reader, so that you can use the information in your daily life. In future chapters, I will not be making reference to religion as it affects the hunter energy, but how scarcity impacts on it. In future chapters, I will not be talking about money and how it affects your sexual development, but scarcity and how it impedes your ability to change or improve your sexual profile. Scarcity. Before this chapter, no funny, I have to say something, but that is like no funny scarcity mindset. I have an example. I'm not gonna back. My last three have been on my mind crazy. This is like, in a way, I might not have handled that right, but in the same vein, as I'm reading chapters and getting back into all the ism and all that, it was the scarcity mindset. God of my witness, as gorgeous as the fucking Libra moon is, it was like the idea of I might not get any love. So in a way, she was thinking like, I gotta stress this nigga out. I have to stress him out. I gotta put pressure on this nigga, because if he's stressed out and tired, he ain't got no energy to do anything else that might require him time away from me or some shit like that. Then it was like, you putting up such a fight in order to try, like scarcity mindset tells us we gotta fight for everything that we want, everything that we need. So it's like we sitting there, we having a moment of intimacy or whatever, and I'm looking at her face, and I'm like, oh my God, you're fighting You're fighting your own pleasure. You feel like you gotta fight your own pleasure. And it was just like, that was the beginning of the end. And it was crazy because she didn't have any issues in terms of like where the money gonna come from and none of that. Nah, she get money. There's no issue. But it will manifest in other ways. Line on line. Before this chapter is over, we must begin to chart a path forward. You need to be able to determine what your male archetype profile is, which energies are active and which are dormant. You need a map and make a plan to change it if that is your desire. You need to be able to predict what your weaknesses will be in a given situation. You should be able to determine your house of the man, the woman's house of the woman, and gain insight from them. In this regard, the definitions that follow are priceless. First off, know that the abundance model is nature's model, God's model, and the default setting. The scarcity model is an invention of man. It has some uses, it fits certain situations. The abundance model is long-term and sustainable. The scarcity model is short-term and will not sustain itself. It is temporary, but in the most economic and military situations, right? So it's like autocracies and shit. Perhaps even like some of that socialist or communism, right? This advantage comes at a steep price, but often we find nations, armies, groups, organizations are willing to pay that price. So the scarcity model is a political and economic model of the internal social oppression. A division is intentionally created within a society in which one group is empowered at the expense of a second group who is oppressed. It is the creation of economic classes. The difference in status and power between the groups is created as the first group has a parasitic relationship to the second group. The first group, the parasites, do not produce anything, but they feed off of the work and production of the second group. That's why I use that little image of the man pulling out parasites out of a hornet, because it's like hornets and bees work super duper hard. You dig what I'm saying? Like, and they are a community and a collective of little individuals. They all working for that kind of like in unison. But the parasite come in and get the feeding off of them, and at the end it's gonna explode and leave them with holes. You know what I'm saying? So the first group is usually a small group who consider themselves to be an elite aristocracy. The second group, the masses, is usually larger, with less access to information and held in submission by a central false belief. So that's like your religion or whatever faith they may have gave you, or education even. This false belief may be a religion, a patriotic ideal, fear of the police, racial beliefs, etc. The scarcity model is the opposite life model to the natural model. It's kind of demonic. Nature designed life on Earth based on a model of abundance. There is an abundance of air, food, minerals, water, resources to sustain life. There are enough people that everyone can have an attractive, healthy, loving mate. Man must create scarcity because it does not exist naturally. The scarcity model takes away the abundance of the masses and concentrates this wealth in the hands of a small percentage. The elite have too much, more than they can possibly use. The masses do not even have enough to get by. The elite rich do not refuse to share with the masses because they need the wealth. Nah, the elites deny the masses a fair share so as to keep them enslaved to the arrangement. Without ideas and the income, the masses never find the time or concentrate enough resources to break free. But in return, the nation or society as a whole gains immediate power because their power and resources are concentrated and easily directed. Consequently, such a nation may go against another nation who does not have this advantage and prevail. The rule of the dictator Hitler was based on this classic scarcity model. It's just like, okay, pick out a group to oppress, right? Seize all of their resources and their assets, put them in camps to kind of like get a little bit extra labor out of them. And then with all the money that's made off of their gold and their possessions and stuff like that, we can now fund military and socio-political campaigns. You dig what I'm saying? So now we kind of farming the shit out of actual people, but still being able to produce all this good German stuff and lead into research into like just developing different cars for when the war is over. And we still need money, but we still need to find a way to like, and then it worked, because now blitzkrieg is, it's like, man, you ain't got enough, you can't even mobilize your troops enough. You dig what I'm saying? Then you may not even have that many troops. Oh my gosh. No, that was really an experiment in the scarcity model. That whole, like, anytime a war come around, it's an experiment in the scarcity model. Like, because the more I think about how Hitler and the Germans and all the things that were going on, it's like, nah, they realized was that hey, all right. There is also a psychological component to the scarcity model, for the elite parasites fix the situation such that the masses have so little power and control that the masses must look to the aristocracy for the means of their very survival. Thus, the members of the elite aristocracy set themselves up as demigods, more than human. They encourage the masses to worship them and bow down to them. This is the basis for all aristocracy, my bad. After several generations, the belief of the masses in the superior nature of the elite keeps them in check and submission as much as any economic plan. The second group is the masses, the people who are being violated and who allow this violation because of their false beliefs about their own power. Their abundance is taken away even as soon as they grow, manufacture, make, or design it. You dig what I'm saying? Present day, that would look like the algorithm. You dig what I'm saying? Once again, we talking about a demonic kind of like mentality and a demonic model. Algo is a demon or a spirit and shit like that. You feel me? And the algorithm was created by those with a certain bias in that. So therefore, like, even when I used to make clothes and stuff like that, I didn't even really post my jumps, you feel me? But you know, everything always looking like this camera right here and this camera's on the phone. Or tell me why not even a week later somebody that was around me showed me a picture of some jumps that looks damn near smack like it. You see what I'm saying? Now here's the kill. Scarcity model is, what is that? It's kind of focuses on competition. So it's like, you could just leave my shit the fuck alone. You dig what I'm saying? But nah, we kind of gotta compete because we want to see if your designs can actually make it out there in the marketplace. And if it can, then we season that. We gonna spank that. We change this, change that, but we can mass produce it. You feel me? Because their idea is that they really view the second group, the people that's being fed upon, as being like gluttonous and greedy and shit like that. It's a weird reverse psychology thing. Let me continue. A nation, religion, or trade house that operates based on the scarcity model has a definite advantage over a group that operates naturally. Naturally being that, like, if I have to follow my inner authority, right? It don't always just know, like, hey, look, man, get into this or get into that. Like, today's the day to be creative. Like, no, I might have to follow that jump where it's like, if they always scanning everything everybody doing, feeding off of every idea and action that everybody else doing, they don't actually have to wait. You dig what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, let me genetically modify these mangoes so that they'll grow in like a year, even though a mango tree naturally might take 10-12 years in order to start really producing fruit. But once it starts producing fruit based on the natural abundance model, there's enough fruit not only for your household and your neighbors and on both sides, but then the ones that just fall off and the possums and the squirrels and all of them get. Oh man, you really want to tap into an abundance model? Grow a plant. No funny. I used to think, oh man, like miserly as shit. Like I'm kind of Ebenezer Scrooge, but I'm like that with my timeline. Ever since I grew weed, I ain't going back. And once you figure that out, you be like, whoa, I kind of got more than I even know what to do with. And then you'll just start calling people up to see if they want like weed that you really about to just give them for free. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand that. So now they can develop and deploy military power quicker and easier. They can finance an economic project quicker and easier. So often in history, a nation or group decides that abundance is not enough. They decide that the abundance around them is inadequate. Their appetite becomes artificially enlarged. They not only desire what is already available to them, but they also demand to have everyone else's share. They wish to oppress and control the resources and abundance set aside for others. They wish to Oh, thus they become willing to cross the natural boundaries and violate others. It is not possible to enforce and maintain a society, organization, or clan under the scarcity model. It's gonna fall apart because then people, you're never actually getting what you want and what you need in the scarcity model. Because you always think about what somebody else got. So you're missing out. Oh, your shit getting cold. Your food getting cold. It's getting less delicious. Your experience in life is getting less delicious because you worry about what the fuck somebody else doing. But by design, you can get more. Like I always think about the scripture where it be like, even the birds of the air are going to get their sustenance. Why the fuck you think you're going to starve today? You dig what I'm saying? Why you think you just shouldn't not eat nothing? You feel me? Think about all the meat that motherfuckers eat. Like, you be hungry as shit and now you want some wings or some shit. Or some fries. With the acrylamide and shit like that. Like, you don't even know you're getting cancer and shit. Because they feel like giving you natural, organic potatoes is a little bit too much. They feel like you gonna always want more and more and more. But they put additives in it to make you want more. It's just crazy. Easy. Oh, we in winter time. I like can't stand the holiday season. I got the Aquarius shit going on. I understand, but you understand, like after Libra time, that's what time where you stopping operations. You kind of stopping things. You gotta begin to harvest. Scorpio is a sign of energy reserves, and you need to be kind of storing things. Kind of trying to use other people's resources in a way. Be trying to pull them joints together. You know what I'm saying? Had the faith, Sagittarius, to stick that shit out through the winter because it's gonna get cold in Capricorn. And we already done spent this, got a bonus, spent that on a dinner. The very next day we about to spend it on some gifts. Just to wait, keep everybody in suspense because, you know, that money fucked up. It's a little tight because we about to splurge on some shit that they kind of convince and putting out there as our boundaries as something that we should participate in. You dig what I'm saying? Because of that central false belief. Right? I don't know. I mean, it's just a holiday. Is it? Man, then you'll do that again for Christmas. And then you'll do it again for New Year's. And again, Valentine's, St. Patrick's, April Fool's, Mother's Day, and Easter. Oh wow, like they never give you a break. You just saved that shit up. Like, no funny. You just saved it up from like the end of October up to like November, and now you about to spend some more. You dig what I'm saying? Now understand this scarcity model. We're talking about a parasite, and then we just talking about people just having control. It's hard to let go of that. So even if you got individuals that's not participating in things, there's going to be situations that transpire where it's like, oh, you still going to have to spend that money. You dig on some motherfucker might have to get a new bumper all of a sudden. Like, what the fuck is niggas in a rush for? You understand what I'm saying? Just it really be the dumbest things. It's all, and in my mind, it's all job. Like, it has to trickle down. So they can finance an economic project quicker and easier. So often in history, a nation or group decides that abundance is not enough. They decide that the abundance around them is inadequate. Their appetite becomes artificially enlarged. They only desire what is already available to them, but they also demand to have everyone else's too. They wish to oppress and control the resource. Oh no, I read that, John. So unless society is rendered impotent, unless such a society is rendered impotent due to the false beliefs of religion, money, power, as I outlined previously. If any one of those crippling factors are removed, either religion, lack of money, or unnatural displacements of power, then the scarcity model crumbles and is dismantled. So that's like where you might have your Hebrew Israelites trying to put you on and lace you with it, like, hey man, you know that's not the true religion. But in the same vein, like you gotta judge everybody a certain way. Everybody really ain't called to teach and be trying to like put that out there. You dig what I'm saying? Well, I know my place. Like, I come on this jump, I might read, I might talk about my notes, but I'm not trying to come as a teacher. I gotta know my motherfucking place. You dig what I'm saying? I'm more of a researcher. You dig what I'm saying? Not looking at, I'm not, So there is in this trinity the scarcity model: religion, a central false belief system used to bind the oppressed together; and inhibit rebellion, right? Because it's like if you even think about any of this structure being wrong, you're going to hell. It's crazy. You might be living in hell right now, and they be like, I got to do this move, and I could probably get myself out of there, but God, but the God they put up there for you, right? Money. We find some system of taxation in all cases of the scarcity model. So it was like the last job, she was like, the taxes took like but such and such amount. I'm like, yeah, shit, like half of whatever the fuck you supposed to get, and then you don't even see where the fuck your shit go. It go to a company. Like all this shit extortion. I'm from DC. That's just like what the motherfuckers known for. Where I'm from is extortion. So it's like, oh yeah, we know how this shit go. But I'm not surprised. It's fucked up, but you can understand. Like you do that and you see them jumps. That's why it's like, yeah, let's do direct positive. Because if you see your check and see how much they brutalize just be taking out, you're gonna be pissed all the time, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, what are they trying to do? You did. So now you back to religion, and then you're gonna suppress it again because it's like you can't think like that because you might go to hell or some shit. I don't know, right? Or motherfucker might just look at you and what the fuck, right? Further, independent business is frowned upon. Why? Because it's just a model. Everybody boundaries is to sit up there and hold on, let me get rid of that. Focuses on competition. They attach to an outcome. You dig what I'm saying? They want to hoard the knowledge. Don't nobody want to get a game up. So you getting money, you got an independent business. Oh, nah, you doing too much. I bear witness. My last jump, I really hope that bitch get out of that motherfucking funk that she was in. And I swear, I just hope God kind of just remove them lame-ass friends from your vicinity. Even your family is lame, baby. You gotta get the fuck away from them losers. Now, I bear witness. Bitch had put her independent business on hold for years because of some lame-ass friend that she got. And they not friends. They don't even like each other. Now, they do that shit. Well, I come in her life, you dig what I'm saying? And I'm all for that. Like, I love that shit. Like, even in Libra, bro, like, she was amazing with that shit. You ain't even really have to tell her. She was just always trying things, kind of like, she was kind of crazy and adventurous like me. Then it's like, oh, you realize getting money in your business, your numbers is going up, you getting impressions online, but then you got motherfuckers, like, when we out, because of my design, I can't really sit around. I be having to like actually interact, but I get so fucking drained. And then everybody they envious of how I get down. So I just be good shit. Now, everything I'm saying really apply to the scarcity model. These niggas getting loud. That's the scarcity model. They don't want you to know this shit. I'm not hoarding this. I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to share this, right? I'm willing to share. I'm investing. I know. Like, when I did charts, I was doing free charts. And then I would get a call for a worldwide, like a paid chart. I understand this shit. I just don't. It be so much fucking resistance when you try to do shit the right way, God's way. You fucking demons just be so led by just misinformation. I be good shit. Alright, so look, she doing her business and shit, and then she can't help but just focus on other shit. She got a super lame friend. Little yellow junk. I don't even understand. Like what the fuck is going on? Like, why are you friends with her? You know what I'm saying? They friends. Her friend only want to talk about dick. Only want to talk about like raw dick. I don't even fucking know. I'm good shit. Cause I'm like, bro, y'all don't be talking about no money. That bitch don't even repost none of your shit. You dig what I'm saying? But you be trying to come out your mouth sideways about anything I do. And that's crazy. Like your friends wouldn't drop shit to help you. You feel me? But you always trying to put these weak ass bitches out there. I be good shit. Sorry, the scarcity model has really been pissing me off because they really bleed into everything. Your parents will be doing some lame ass shit. Your fucking siblings will be doing some lame ass shit. You dig what I'm saying? But if you a fucking monkey and you stay in a monkey's place or a sheep's place and shit like that, and you don't think none of that shit, right? Oh yeah, you cool, we'll fuck with you and shit like that. I don't like that, but I hate how they be treating that bitch. Because it's like, in my mind, they can't even really look me in my eyes because it's like, bro, like I ain't all that stable, bro, and I rebuke the shit out you, you know what I'm talking about? But all that being said, her associate, everybody that was around her, because it was like, if she only knew about herself, based on her God-given design, she's here to experience success, easy as shit. I bear witness. I pulled the chair out. We used to just jive like be on the car and shit. I pulled the chair out. We had this little green chair, and I had this little saying where it's like, you put a gypsy in a green chair, she'll make green bucks. God is my witness. And we would pull the green chair out. She would sit there, and without trying to be me, would do what the fuck I do, would do what she thinks she's supposed to do. She would just sit there, maybe scroll on her phone, maybe wave and shit like that. I would recommend her not to do nothing, just look and observe and watch on everything. People was just flocking to her. First time I ever did that, we sat for like 5 minutes because it was kind of cold. We just had a place to go. I pulled the chair out. She sat in that jump, bro. We ain't even really had that many items. Soon as she sat in that jump, bro. Nigga came running over. But then she want to cry because she want to do shit how I do shit. And I'm like, bro, you can't even handle, like, you don't, motherfuckers don't understand how much rejection I go through. That's why I'm cold as shit. That's why I can real life not respond to shit. I go through a lot of fucking rejection to get simple things done. And that's fine. That's just like, I'm not the only one that having that was given this type of design. But your design, so sweet, you can really just sit there, focus on your shit. But I kept telling her, I'm like, bro, you focus on the wrong thing. Why? Because of the scarcity model. This bitch thinks she's missing out on something all the fucking time. Oh, this bitch always in need of excitement and shit. Artificially enlarged appetite. This is everybody. This is everybody. Understand? Artificial appetites with this need that, I gotta have more, it's not enough, and now I'm getting stressed out. I'm becoming drained from dealing with you fucking necromancers because y'all don't know yourselves, and now you think you're gonna continue the right way with the wrong way. It's just wrong. You dig what I'm saying? That's why shit like this is extremely important and necessary. You feel me? Scarcity model. I must be talking some shit because they keep getting louder. Scarcity model. It's a disaster. It's trickle down. They say before you start any type of organization, group, nation, business, mission statement, you gotta determine the worldview, and that's between is you gonna do shit God's way, or is you gonna do shit the demonic way? Is you gonna do shit filled with your pride? You dig what I'm saying? We in Kali Yuga. Your will is not that strong, and your will is not that righteous neither. You dig what I'm saying? So if we say money, every effort is made to concentrate ownership of assets in the hands of as few as possible. The few are immune from the laws. Wages are kept artificially low to keep people hungry and in lack. Poverty is the third one. It is always present in the scarcity model by design. So they make sure people pull. They make sure someone's out there like real life losing their firstborns and shit like that. Like Hebrew, biblical kind of things. You dig what I'm saying? In a way, their translation of that's their book. This is where the religion, you always gotta study, but everybody be like, what they was talking about the 400 years, so that's gotta be us, and that's where you stop, and that's where it's like, fuck, you realize I got caught up in the mix, dumbass nigga. I'm sorry. It's like narratively, yeah, that's the truth. But do you understand the absolute truth is beyond any of that? It's beyond any narrative. It's beyond any title. Imagine trying to put a name on the Lord. Really imagine trying to put a name on the Lord and thinking that that's the Lord. I don't know. That's just like where a lot of time they missing, right? And another thing is like some of that doctrine is always it poke at the bits too much, and it's like she ain't really that important, my guy. You dig what I'm saying? It's just So people are made to believe they have some control when they do not. They can take control, but as long as they think the leaders work for them, right, your representatives, they will not. But of course, the leaders work for the elite rich. It is a grand illusion. The purpose of the government is to regulate the masses, keep them in line, right? That's like your education, that's your beliefs, that's your church, right? Defend the nation, a group or institution from external threats. You know what I'm saying? Tax and regulate the economy so that power and money remain in the sectors designated. Feel me? So they taking 40% out of Shawty check to pay for, bombs or put a fucking to start on a wall or something. It's just goofy shit, right? Really, with propaganda, a lot of times just deal with media and shit. So there is a rationing of foods and goods, spreading sickness, poverty, and forcing people into long hours of labor to take their time away, to take away their most precious commodity is time. Okay, so that's another jump. We finished with that. Now I'm gonna go to the second part. I might not be able to finish. I might have to do a second jump. So the abundance model. Nature is based on a model of abundance. There are enough people that everyone can have an attractive, healthy, loving mate. There is plenty of food to eat. Humans throw away food, although it is so abundant. And if the natural way would follow, agriculture modified, twice as much food could be produced easily. There is an abundance of housing, but the land and production is owned by the banks. There is an abundance of energy. The energy from the sun cannot be exhausted. The wind will never stop. There is an abundance of fish and animals and plants. At least it was until man corrupted the ecosystem.